From Windsor all the way down to the outskirts of Greater London, the Thames has spilled into thousands of homes. Many of them now under significant volumes of water. For those who've toughed it out but can take it no more, rescue crews and inflatable boats are the only answer. This is Walton on Thames, perhaps more appropriately, Walton in Thames for the time being.
It's been non-stop, to be honest. We came on duty last night at 6 p.m. We should have gone off duty at 9 a.m. this morning, however, we've not been able to just due to the sheer cold volume. We can't just knock off and clip our cards and just leave everybody to, you know.
Further west in Wraysbury, more diehards who've finally given up the fight against the encroaching water.
My house is okay, but I've just lost all the electrics. That's why I had to get out.
And what about you guys?
Yeah, we wanted to stay, but everybody saying we have to come out now or later, so we said we better move now instead of later.
And so it goes on. Some people are still refusing to leave because of looters, but it means prioritising.
I've got an aged mother who's 90, who lives in Staines, and she's got a flood alert. We can't get to her. Well, we could do, but we can't watch police both places. And on Sunday we were warned for looters, so if you leave your property, you've got the possibility of looters.
Here in Wraysbury, it's almost as if the Florida Everglades have come to the Thames Valley. Everywhere is under several feet of water. Look at this car, completely useless, probably unsalvageable, and it's one of many all the way down this road. In Datchet, the head of the Environment Agency came to see how his teams were coping and apologise to a point.
I'm sorry that those people are flooded. Absolutely sorry. It's a tragedy for individuals. It's a devastating effect for individuals and communities. But we are doing everything possible to reduce the impacts. Over the period from the beginning of December to now, we've seen over 5,000 properties across England flooded. 1.3 million properties have not been flooded, protected by the defences and protected by our action.
But for some, it's become too much to bear.
The biggest problem that we have is that we do have a significant amount of properties that are empty now. We have no police presence. I understand what you've said about Thames Valley Police, but for the record, I dialed 999 about 40 minutes ago. We had a guy come past in a van. He's disappeared now. We have no police presence. Mr. Cameron, get your waders on. Get down here now, because we need you. We need the army. We need people. We need bodies. We are doing this as a community. Wraysbury will not go under, but you need to do something about it now. Forget dredging the river. We'll get you on that later, but get down here now. We can't do anymore. We're doing everything we can, and we are residents.
Phil Sage is taking things into his own hands to keep the floods at bay, and it's working for now. Later he showed us more of the Environment Agency's efforts and could barely contain his anger. So why have you brought us down here?
Oh, I just wanted to point out another example of sheer, utter incompetency on behalf of the Environment Agency. They got 200 sailors and army guys out here till all hours last night, building a beautiful sandbag wall all the way into the village. But they stopped it at this fence here, and they didn't sort of realise that the water would just run around the end of it, really. Not the army guys' fault, not the guys who laid it. It was their managers. Lions led by donkeys. Yet again, utter incompetence. Smith should just go.
Even novelty tourist attractions are being pressed into service to help save lives. Living by the Riverside isn't quite as enviable right now.